Hello, photographers, videographers, and other freelance creatives. Welcome to Coaching for Creatives. I'm McKay. I am the founder of Business of Creativity, and I am your host for the Coaching for Creatives podcast. And I am so pumped up today. I am so excited because I have decided to share with you some of the success stories from my current members of the Business Accelerator Mastermind group. I'm doing this because I have noticed that there's a general feeling of meh out there, that the economy feels like it's not very good. Everything feels like it's more expensive. Clients might feel like they're taking longer to pay. There just feels like there's been this general dissatisfaction with the economy, with the way that freelancers are being hired and paid. And I wanted to just shake things up a little bit. I want to add a little bit of zhuzh, a little bit of shifting our perspective and focusing a bit more on some successes and success stories. My intention is to inspire you, to let you know that there are people out there who are experiencing wins and growth in both the tangible results of their business and also on that inner game of feeling confident and fulfilled in the work that they do. One of the biggest ones here is absolutely about finances and absolutely about money. And to be able to have someone in my group, we're going to call her Anna. She had a huge success. We're in May and her fiscal year is a little bit different, which means that she has to put in her accounting and her year end, not at the end of December, like most of us who are self-employed freelancers, but rather at the end of her fiscal year. And she reported today that she has billed more than her year's total sales target, and it's only 7 months in. This means if you were to set a goal for yourself of what you wanted to sell for the entire year, and then by the end of July, you've already exceeded that in terms of the invoices. This is happening out there in the marketplace right now. Photographers and other creatives are absolutely getting work and getting paid. That was a huge win for her. And what she said was, because the members of the mastermind got curious about, okay, that's amazing. How did you do it? Share your secrets. And she did share some of her secrets, and she really credited coming every week to a mastermind meeting, learning new things, being reminded of techniques that she had forgotten about, that to her overall success. But really what we were curious about was, how did she achieve that level of success and not be in like a crying heap on the floor, completely broken? She did over 200 headshots in the month of May. And so she is upbeat and lively and energized and focused and proud of herself. And so, how was she able to achieve that success? One of the things that she did was she managed her time differently. She booked in the post production instead of just leaving that to whenever and then freaking out when she got home of, oh my gosh, I still have so much post to do. I'm going to work till midnight, and all of that kind of running story that just creates more anxiety and more stress. So instead, she leveraged some of the time management techniques that she had learned and actually booked in time and made sure that she could just reassure herself that I have enough time. I have enough time to do the post. I have enough time. The other thing was, she realized that there was no way that she was going to be able to grow her business to the level that she wanted to grow it if she was still using the same workflow techniques. And so what she looked at was, what skill do I need? What is it that's really stopping me from being able to execute at that level and not burn myself out and not get totally overwhelmed? And for her, it was a new skill. So she identified a way of learning new workflow systems and new tools to use in her workflow so that she was able to do like 3 times as many edits and just way more fast than she has ever been before. The beautiful thing about this success story is that all of us in the mastermind got to learn something and take it away. We got to hear how an individual took what we have been talking about in the conversations we've been having and actually leverage those in the marketplace and have them work so successfully for her. So yay, another awesome success story that I really like is about one of the members who has been really struggling and holding back from participating in social media. We all hear that you have to be on the socials so that people can find you and get to know you and build relationships with you. A lot of us are becoming less and less enamored with the whole social media world and how much effort it takes and how there seems to be a lot of fluff and a lot of noise out there in the world. And this member, we're going to call her Leah, she has been like really holding back and not posting on Instagram and not being out there because she didn't want to be contributing to just all of the fluff and all of the noise. And she didn't want to just be creating content for content's sake. For her, it was really important that whatever voice that she is using out there in the world and whatever content and messaging she is creating, that it have a purpose, that it be aligned with her values, that it be more than just marketing. She wanted to approach social media with the intention of creating an interactive conversation. She wanted to build community around what she was talking about. And for her to be able to feel confident enough to just wait and to do the work behind the scenes, to do that inner work and to apply a lot of the training around value and messaging and what are her core pillars and why is she doing this in the first place, for her to be able to go in and take that training and then apply it to her own business and feel like she wasn't being pressured or pushed or hurry up, but just held and supported for finding her way through it in a way that actually aligns with her and her values. And now she's super clear about what her purpose is on Instagram and what she wants to be posting and sharing in the world. And so it's actually has energized her and lit her up to be doing more of it. All right, I got time for maybe one or two more. So one of my clients who is a graphic designer, she does large format design. She's multi-passionate. She does music and she also does art where she paints. And for her, there's been a lot of imposter syndrome around what she's doing. And I know this is so true for all of us because I hear it all the time and I have it for myself, that sometimes there's this feeling of if you are a self-taught creative, if you're a self-taught graphic designer or a self-taught photographer, that there's some piece of, oh, I'm not a real designer, I'm not a real photographer, or we can sometimes impose our own limitations and our own imposter syndrome beliefs around that. We can start to feel like imposters because there's so many kind of beliefs around, oh, you have to be certified or professionally trained. And really, that's my whole purpose for being the business of creativity is so many freelancers are self-taught at your craft and then you're also trying to teach yourself business at the same time. And so I just wanted to be a shortcut to business mastery for you. And how do you get a shortcut to your craft mastery? You don't. It's the practice of the mastery. And at some point, you have to decide that you're good enough, that your work is good enough to start sharing with the world. So she actually went out and participated in a live art show with her paintings and found that it was really well received. But the learning from this and the win around this is that she took the business strategies that we talk about in the Business Accelerator Mastermind and she applied those to her art practice. And she just owned that she was an emerging artist and decided to get curious about who collects art and what do they like about it. And she used the experience to really get information from her target market so that she can better craft her sales conversations, so that she can build those longer relationships that are going to end up being great clients in the future. But not only that, her passion and her curiosity and her openness caused her to sell more art than anyone else in that show that she was participating in. So there's like the pieces that come out of the mastermind that then go out into the world and get implemented and applied by our members truly is inspiring to me. And every time we have a session, and they're on Tuesday mornings, which is often why you hear me get so psyched up about it before I come on and do my live coaching for creatives. But that community of being able to remind each other that there are success stories, that there are people who are making money and doing work that they love and attracting clients that they love and experiencing wins and successes in their creative journey. I think it's important that we do remind ourselves and that we can focus on those successes as pieces of inspiration, as hope, as optimism, especially during the time when our economy appears to be so strained and groceries have gone up so much. So, my hope is that this has been a burst of inspiration for you. And I'd love to hear your successes or which one of these stories inspired you most. Please comment below, and we'll see you here next time live on Coaching for Creatives.